Hey everyone, this is Corey with Stafford's EDC, and today I'm bringing you my full review on the TwoSun TS174. This is a design by Collin from CM Knife Designs, who is also one of the partners in Devo Knives with Lefty EDC, Kevin, who, as most of you know by now, is a local guy and a local buddy of mine. So this is really cool to be able to check out. This is, I want to say it's Collin's first design with TwoSun, but I might be wrong about that. He may have done some other TwoSun knives. You know his designs both from Devo. He just had a new backlock launch with Best Tech called the Tonic. That looks really interesting. I'm excited to check that out. And he's done a lot of work with Kubi as well. I don't know any of the models off the top of my head, but he's done quite some design work with Kubi to bring his designs to market. So this is D2 in titanium scales here, titanium frame, I guess. It's kind of a frame lock, kind of a bolster lock, as you can see. Has these natural micarta inlays or overlays, depending on an inlay here, maybe an overlay here. I'm not going to get technical with it. I'm going to call them inlays. So natural micarta inlays have a nice milled pocket clip here with some texture to it, which hopefully this camera will focus and you can see it. I don't think we're going to, but I'm going to try. Front cameras and this lighting, it's not doing too hot, but it's tough to see, but there is a milled texture along this, so that's nice. Gives it some grip when you have it in hand and just kind of helps secure that in place. Really nice blade shape on here, a nice flat Warncliffe, low point, good for detailed work, dragging just the tip along places. A nice finger area up here, and not quite a choil, but a good spot to land your pointer finger. That is super comfortable to hold this. It's one of those knives that I wish was just a little bigger because I want to hold it back here, but choking up on it is really no big deal, and it is comfortable. Lock bar access is great. Action's pretty damn good. Not incredible or anything, but it is pretty good. Shakes shut. It drops nicely to the thumb. It feels kind of slow, and I think it's just because the blade's pretty light. Your blade stock thickness is probably about 1/8 of an inch, 0.125, maybe 0.13. And this is a flat grind, so it's not crazy thin or anything behind the edge, but it did cut really well as the grind goes essentially all the way up the blade. You can see there's one small area right up here where the blade or the grind doesn't quite reach it. From about here to here, there's a little bit of a flat on this, but it does cut really well. Of course, you have two deployment methods here. You have a single-sided thumb stud. Kind of wish it was two-sided, but you're a little bit limited by the lock bar. It does look like if it was the same size as the screw, which it's not, it's larger, it would have fit, but maybe that's something in the future that can be adjusted. Or if you have aftermarket thumb studs, you might be able to make those work. And of course, there is a front flipper as well that you can do a little reach around top flip with, or you can of course just use it like a normal front flipper with your thumb, and that'll deploy it nicely as well. This carried nicely and has some good contouring to it. There is contouring across the entire frame, across the pocket clip as well, so that's really nice. This micarta is very grippy. It's a really dry micarta, and I don't want to say it's like low quality micarta because it's not like trashy or anything. It's just it's kind of got a cheaper feel to it. But there's other things on this knife that kind of make up for it. Like there's micro texturing to all this titanium that I know you guys can't see in this video, so I'm not even going to try and show it off because it's even finer than the texturing on the pocket clip. There's also nice jimping here on the back, and it's just really comfortable. So that's always good to see. I do remember this having a detent ramp when I disassembled it, so that's always really nice. You can see it's a really smooth transition over where the lock bar is touching the detent ball. We're right here, so it's a nice, pretty early spot, and you can just kind of push it right over. You feel it go up on that ramp, but it's really not a lot of resistance or anything, especially if you're moving quickly. You're never going to notice it. It's not going to get hung up and fling shut. Go right over. Makes for a really nice and smooth closing action. Now this is a little bit on the smaller side, of course, as a knife. You know, it's not huge by any means, and it's definitely not tiny either. Kind of just a good small to medium sized everyday carry knife, and just an excellent utility type knife with this blade shape here. So this is a good one coming out of TwoSun knives, designed by Collin from CM Knife Designs. Now once again, this is the TS174. Really interesting piece, and I'm really glad I got to check this out. Thanks so much to Mike from Sharpened Blade for purchasing this and having it sent my way. This will be on its way to Gideon's stuff shortly after I am finished up with it here, so you'll be seeing it on his channel next, before it eventually makes its way up to Canada for Mike to get his hands on it. That's going to be it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.